everybody. Welcome to Three Essential Questions. We are here every week on Thursday morning with a new guest, and we ask them basically the same essential three questions to every guest to get everybody's different take on what's going on with this current COVID situation and businesses in our Albuquerque area. So we appreciate your joining us. And our guest today is Ritch Johnson. Ritch is the owner of High Desert Realty. Welcome, Ritch. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So our first question is, how are you doing through all of this pandemic situation with you and your business?
What a question. You know, I've been thinking about it over the last couple days, and like how I would answer such a big question like that, and how much I would share, you know, because I'm a pretty open person. I'm very expressive, and I feel a lot of things other people might not feel because I'm kind of emotional. So this time has been very, on a personal level, it's been extremely difficult. In the beginning, there was a sense of some kind of panic. I didn't know what to think, what to do, what to think about doing. I didn't know anything, you know, it was so bizarre. I've never experienced anything like that. And so, and a lot of my friends thought I was overreacting when I said, well, I'm going to get my garden started, and I'm going to buy some chickens, and I'm going to start paying off some bills. I'm going to make sure I have my prescriptions, a plentiful supply of prescriptions. I'm going to have some cash in the house, you know. So I was like, I don't know what's happening, so I'm going to try to prepare. So that was like on a personal level, and I'm glad I did all that, because it's now, you know, my garden is producing and my chickens are producing, and that gives me a sense of happiness and pride, and that I can't get any other way than working hard in a garden or taking care of my animals. So that really gives me some peace. On a professional level, it's been very interesting, because I went through the first crash in 2008. I was a realtor back then as well, and I lost my shirt. And I watched a lot of other people lose their shirts or everything else. And it was extremely stressful. So much so that I took 5 years out of real estate and just went and did other things, because I didn't even want to think about it. So this time I thought, well, this is going to happen again, you know, because how do people buy houses, and how do people look at houses, and is the whole system shut down? Like, what happens? But what I found is that all of a sudden the market kicked in, and it was things that hadn't sold for 8 months previously, prior to March, all of a sudden we're under contract. And I was just like, wow, the unexpected. And then all these buyers showing up, and all these people refining. And so on a business level, it's been very good, financially anyway. It's been, it hasn't been that hard to be careful about working in that environment, because I used to work in healthcare anyway. So kind of understand viruses and different things that other people are questioning. But yeah, it's been a real roller coaster. It's been a very strange period. Very strange.
Yeah, I think it's been strange for a lot of right, for all of us, because nobody knew
Yeah.
what to expect.
And I'm the type of person that, like, I always like to have something to do. Like, if I sit around too long, I'll get depressed or something. So I need to, like, be doing things. And so I had to figure out how to balance that with the fact that I can't go out to dinner, or I can't hang out with friends, or I probably shouldn't go to that birthday party that somebody's having where they shouldn't be having it. And so I spend a lot of time on my own. And I have to say that I've been the hardest thing for me was trying to figure out, how do I allow myself to calm down and not do much of anything and let that be okay?
Yeah.
You know? And how to kind of get in the moment versus fight the moment.
Interesting.
So that's probably been the most challenging for me. Business is business. When people need me, I jump. I'm on it. Let's go, you know. But on a personal level, I have that internal fight of get your butt busy, or leave yourself alone so you can relax.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking off a few days because I'm going to be going in for allergy testing and all that. And I have to go off my allergy meds. So I know that I'm just going to be, you know, a disaster. And so I told Pam I'm taking off a few days, and she said, sure. and because I have that same conversation, and I've even been telling clients, I'm catching myself telling my clients, I'm here, but I'm not really here. So it's that giving myself permission to be completely off that I can't seem to manage. I can't, you know, I don't want to, it's like fear of missing out or something, or you know, whatever it is. It's, but being able to, like you said, either I'm working or I should be off. And I always seem to be, you know, working and kind of off, sort of sometimes, you know, but I can check in real quick.
Yeah, and if you're off, or if you're kind of relaxing, your brain is thinking, shouldn't I be doing something? Shouldn't I be doing something? You know?
There's a list, right? I had a list. What was my list? Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And that drives me crazy, but my thing is trying to find a place where it's okay to say, okay, brain, just shut up for a bit, because I need to just relax.
You know? Yeah. So I have
do things.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I have no problem unplugging. Like, I can just go, okay, I'm out, and totally disconnect and walk away, not give it a second thought. That's the best vacation, even for a day or 2 days for me. But then I'm also like you. I'm like, I don't know how to just go sit and not do something. I mean, I'll have to keep myself busy with doing something else, but generally with my hands, right? So you're physically
well, if you're offering a massage, I'll give you my address.
And she'll say something like, this cracks me up, because we all work from our home offices now, right? She'll be like, well, I'll have to go get it tomorrow. I'll have to take care of that tomorrow because I've just left the office. And I'll be like, you mean you walked down the hallway? I mean, but Pam is she's very much better at really disconnecting and taking care of herself, which is something that I am, because I don't. And that's probably why I've spent a year dealing with coughing and all that. You know, I'm waiting for somebody to go, how about a vacation? Maybe you should just take it like for reals. Like,
how about a health vacation?
Go where? And go where right now?
Right.
Yeah. To the allergist. Yay!
I'll go to somebody else's house and sit for a week, you know? Yeah. Woo! So Rich, how have you responded to the situation? What kind of things have you done in your business to respond to this whole craziness?
Yeah.
Well, with all the time that you don't get to interact with other people and, go to social events or, be part of the chamber meetings and go to breakfastes and, all this kind of stuff. I find that I have, quite a bit of time on my hands. And so a lot of it, I've been working on little projects around the house, on the personal side and enjoying the garden and that kind of stuff. Actually, that kind of makes it sound like I'm poo-pooing that, but the garden, my chickens, my morning walks, and my hikes with my dog are probably the 4 things that keep me sane.
Nice.
They really do feed me on a level that keeps me sane. I can just sit in my backyard and listen to my chickens and my blood pressure drops.
Oh, that's great.
Just the cute little sounds they make and knowing if I walk over there, they're like, hey.
Yeah, yeah. Laugh. Throw a piece. Today I went out with strawberries. I was throwing strawberries, and they will throw each other under the bus to get strawberries, and it turns into and they're hysterical. Nothing funnier than a running chicken. Nothing.
Yeah. So I've been doing all that, but at the same time, I've started promoting my business a lot more than I would before, because I was always just running around like a chicken chasing a strawberry.
Right.
So now I have time. So I'm sending out postcards and birthday cards and things like that to people. Getting more involved in social media, stuff like this. More one-on-one phone calls with past clients just to say hi and see how they're doing. So just staying busy and just finding things to do. And it's a blessing that I'm busy and I'm making some pretty good money right now, and then I can turn that money around and put it back into my business. And so that is again, keeps me sane and keeps me busy, but also spreads my name around and makes sure that I stay busy into the future.
I found that I'm saving quite a bit of money every month without the gas money, because I have to drive into Albuquerque. So that's, it's a 40-minute drive. And I drive a Jeep. It's not like I'm driving something that gets the best gas mileage in the world. But also I was always meeting people for lunch. And then it's like, well, since I'm here, I'll go shop over there, that type of stuff. And all of that is gone. So I've actually found that we're saving money by doing all of this, which I thought was kind of interesting. I hadn't really thought it. I jokingly say my Jeep gets 3.5 weeks per gallon right now. And
yeah, that's true. Shopping is very deliberate now. So I don't just show up at a store and go, let's see what kind of shorts they have. I go, I need shorts. This is where I'm going. And I pick out 2 shorts and I leave.
Very mission oriented now. Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. This is what we're doing. I for some reason I'm enjoying the trips to Albertsons and Costco and Sprouts a little bit more, because it's some kind of interaction,
Right.
And they're very nice people, and I thank them for working during this time. And
right.
But it's good. It's I've lived in the same neighborhood I've owned this house for 16 years, and so a lot of the same people that were at Albertsons 16 years ago are still there. And so they recognize me and I recognize them. And so we kind of just, like yesterday, there's a guy monitoring the self-checkout that they have now at Albertsons. And we just talked, and I've seen him for 16 years, and I'm like, how you doing? He's like, well, it's rough right now. I'm really trying to make it through this. And but we really were able to have a real kind of connection and a more substantive talk than we probably would have before.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You
know? And so that's really nice. And I notice when I go on my walks, I say good morning to everyone I pass, whether they say it back or not. I see the same people almost every day and a few new ones. So even if they don't say it today, I'm still going to say it tomorrow. I'm just going to keep going.
Good for you.
Because I'm like, our world has gotten really crazy, and it's exacerbated a lot of and heightened a lot of problems that already existed.
Right.
And it has literally boiled them to the surface. So that it's some of the stuff that comes, people coming at each other and stuff, is literally scalding.
Right.
And mean-spirited, and
Mm-hmm.
and I know that people are stressed out. I get it. But it doesn't, we really have to work together and calm down and think critically about what we're doing and how we're interacting with people. And even if it's on Facebook and you see a really offensive post and you're like, oh, that's so offensive, you know, it's better to stop and think for a second and go, well, what is a constructive way that I could respond to such a thing?
Right.
Versus, hey, you know, you're an idiot for thinking that or saying that.
Yeah.
You know, use it as a learning opportunity and an opportunity for compassion, and that you don't know where that person, and for all you know, their account could have been hacked.
Right.
You know, sometimes people send stuff and it wasn't even from them.
Right. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's a good message, Rich, really. It's a great one. And I think it's one that I hope a lot of people hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's another thing that I've been trying to do, is just take stock in, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm a stable person or anything. I'm as crazy as the next person. But I feel like I've got a stronger foundation if I feel helpful to my society. If I feel like I'm fighting my society, I feel like I'm on very shaky ground.
Right.
Because it's much bigger than I am. And so what I try to do is, you know, lead by example. And, you know, I think it was Gandhi that said, be the change you want to see in the world.
Right.
And so that's what I try to do. I don't always succeed. I'm not always the nicest guy. I have my moments.
So do we all.
But you know, you
something down the hallway at my two loud children. So yeah, I'm thinking, could I laugh at them and talk?
He's like, I'm about to throw a chancla.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's been an interesting time, and
so how do you see this coming out? How do you see yourself and your business coming out on the other side of this? Do you see it changing the way you do business at all, or? That's a deep.
You know, if it gets worse and we end up being like other states like Texas and Oklahoma and Florida, and where all they can do in a lot of these places is virtual tours of homes. You can't even go in a home and see it if it's for sale. That'll be interesting. There's a lot of people here that are trying certain things like that. You know, I'm not a big techie, so I find that interesting, but not super impressive. Like, I would rather be there in person. And there's just so much to look at that a camera can only see, like, right here, you know?
That's true.
So I think if New Mexico gets any worse, which I don't think it will, I think we're gonna do well here. I think it'll go back to a little bit of normal. I think on a personal level, in terms of business, it's been a little bit of a kick in the pants for me to get more connected with my customers. Mm-hmm. And I already feel like I work my butt off for my customers. I go well beyond what a normal realtor would do. Mm-hmm. And I do it because I like my customers, and I want them to be happy and satisfied and have a wonderful place to be. But I think when it's just me and I have to think about building my company and growing and reaching out and keeping touch and all that stuff, and it's just me and I have to motivate myself, that has changed, because now I find that I can motivate myself easier than when COVID didn't hit.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I find that there's a little bit of a fire under my seat, like get going. You don't know what tomorrow's going to be.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. So you better get prepared, get ready, and do the best you can and hope for the best,
That's all we can do, right?
Yep.
Is do the best that we can and hope for the best. So, yeah.
Very much so.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, so Ritch, if somebody wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, I am Ritch Johnson at High Desert Realty, and my cell phone number is 505-321-2975. And for those that don't know, you spell my name with a T, like Richie Valens did. So my first name is Ritch. My last name is normal, Johnson. And so richrealestate.com is my website.
Oh, nice.
richrealestate@gmail.com is my email.
Very cool.
Easy. Yeah.
So pretty easy.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being our guest today. It's been a pleasure, Ritch.
Absolutely. And enjoy the chickens. Yes. I mean, I've likened it to having high school in your backyard.
Oh, yeah. So here's the cool thing. When you have happy chickens, when you only have 5 that are currently laying because of their age, and you get 5 eggs twice in 1 week.
Wow.
Those are some happy layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not counting how many there were in between, but you can get 5 out of 5 twice in 1 week. That is good.
Oh, cool. Good.
I love my girls, and I feed them like my friend came over the other day, and he goes, "What are you cooking?" And I said, "I'm cooking some noodles." And he goes, "Oh, what are you making?" And I said, "I'm cooking for my chickens."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You really do cook for your chickens?" I said, "I sure do."
Oh, my girls get, they get everything, every scrap. I throw away very little that doesn't go straight out to the birds. There's certain things they can't eat, like potatoes and onions and things like that, but any scrap of anything immediately goes out to the...
Yeah, my only thing that I turned down, one of my friends goes, "I have some leftover cake, and I know he makes the sweetest damn cake." And I said, "Well, I'll have it." He goes, "No, I mean for the chickens." And I said, "I don't know how they respond to sugar, so I'm going to say no."
Yeah,
they'll eat it.
I'm like, I don't know about diabetic chickens. I don't think I need diabetic chickens.
Hyper chickens. That's just what we need, right?
Right.
Terrible. What a nightmare.
That's why I don't give them caffeine. I don't give them sugar. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It was very fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll put this on your social media. You too. Bye.
Bye.